Okay, that took forever. I've been sitting here for probably 10, 15 minutes trying to get this to work. So, I wanted to come in and say, we made a new all-time high um on Sunday right here. Yeah, crazy. Just jumped all the way up to the six nines and these were our all-time highs. We've been making a new one almost every day. Sunday broke that tremendous, just we skipped all of this, just ran all the way up here on Sunday. And then yeah, we've been kind of just trading in this very still range right now. So I mean, it's a pretty decent range and there's still a lot of volume. Again, it's a holiday, so I'm not trading today, but look at that. We have like 12,000 and yet the market is going absolutely nowhere. It's just kind of stuck after all of that buying. You'd think it would just drop and it hasn't. But we continue hitting this level down here and we keep buying up from it. We just did that just now. And now we're kind of just stuck in the middle. So this is like no trade territory. Yes, last week you hear crinkling and squeaking, that's Sazio. But last week we were trading at all-time highs, and I think most of the trades that I took, I was trying to buy, and they just were not working. So a couple of things actually. Well, we're gonna draw our levels, obviously. I almost forgot to do that. But just because we're at all-time highs, I don't see buys happening, but maybe it'll surprise me. Um, Mostly I just want to be, where are we? This is, okay, 7:30 happened there. Okay, just so I know. Let's draw these lines. But no, yeah, we're trading at all-time highs again. And last week I was just buying all-time highs, and when you think about it logically, it doesn't make sense, right? Like, why would you buy at an all-time high, Because if we're at all-time highs, that means everybody who is in a long position is taking profit and getting out, is probably taking profit or they're holding, but not a whole lot of new buyers are going to be coming in because of where price is. And so, the context matters. The strategy is all about looking for, well, not the strategy, but my whole thing is all about looking for context. And we have to take into account context. And so the context of last week was we were trading at all-time highs. And yeah, so what is our, wow, caps lock is on. All right, so looks like the market is open. Yep. Also, I've decided gonna bite the bullet and I'm gonna get Top Step because, like I said, Apex is on their games 124. See, that's pretty small. It looks big, but it's not. Um, Apex is on their games and I don't want to mess around. Um, So was that 24 or 27? It doesn't really matter. It's a rough number. Um, but yeah, so I I want to trade seriously and uh, you know, Apex is fine, but it's like, you know, I was so far away from, you know, their 30% consistency rule is what tripped me up, because it's like, oh, and it's not even that, I wasn't even trading for that purpose of like, oh, I need to make money, but it was more so that, um, I don't know, I didn't like, I'm working on my psychology with trading, and with that, it means, I have to trade with the best firm out there, and it's Top Step, it's not Apex. Where is I'm gonna go over their rules because I don't know if they've changed. I feel like they did change something recently because I got like an email about it, but I didn't really read it because um yeah, I didn't really read it because I wasn't trading with them. And so I was like, well, why would I I don't know. I just wasn't. Okay, so here we've created an overbought. Hold up. Hold up. So the other part of my I say new and improved, but the other part of my strategy is I want to start looking at not only um, breaks of the highs and lows, but also considering our overbought, oversold um, zones as well. And so that's something I want to consider is these. But in order to do that, yikes, I'm gonna still be looking for a break of high or low, and then whatever price does at an overbought or oversold zone. Because my whole thing is I'm trying to catch moves, right? I'm trying to catch moves when they um I'm trying to catch moves when there's people in the market and everybody's doing the same thing, right? That's when you're gonna get the best moves when everybody's doing the same thing. Instead of trying to fight the trend, like when I was last week when I was trying to buy and there were just no buyers there. So one key thing is when the market becomes overbought or over, like this case, when the market becomes overbought, there's more of a chance people are likely going to sell, but not necessarily, which is why that's where Ranko comes in. That's where Ranko comes in. But again, I have to see a break of a level. So let's go over Top Steps rules because oh yeah, they changed their no activation fee. What is this? Oh, new. They have a no activation fee. Interesting. That's new. Before they had like 125, but they changed. No, they didn't change anything. Their activation fee is free. Now, I wonder 1 to 2 attempts. Okay, what is this? Because this is new. Okay, so this is where you would sell effectively, but you have to wait for a break. Because again, selling is going to be more aggressive at extremes than buying, but whatever. So let's go over Top Steps rules because that is important. Okay. Okay, so it says Top Step offers two trading combine paths to meet you where your trading journey. Choose standard or no activation fee, then select the account size that fits your plan. No activation fee path is best for traders who are dialed in and can pass in 1 to 2 attempts. Interesting. Resets, well, are same as your monthly price. Wow. But that's such, let me go this. See, this is $49 a month, and then there's the activation fee, which is 130. It used to be 149. I think it was 149. They changed it recently. Um, but look at all that you're paying. Interesting. I haven't seen this one before. Um, yeah. No, 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 no. Fast payroll process. No, I don't care about that. I care about their rules. Do they have a consistency rule? Cause it's not telling me. Search. Let me just search. Funded account rules. Okay. They've changed their website since express funded rules. There we go. Yeah, they've changed it since I've been here. Okay. Uh-huh. Scaling plan. Yep, we know about the scaling plan. Um, let's look at this one. Daily loss. Yeah, daily loss applies to all express accounts except those on Top Step X. If you have Top Step X, it doesn't apply. Maximum loss, obviously. Yeah, they don't have their consistency or they don't have a consistency rule. Um, yeah, they wanted me to use back to funded on my last account, and I was like, no. Um, yeah, $500. Crazy. This is all back to funded. I don't care. What does that mean? Initiated a chargeback. See, what does that mean? Because you cannot receive an express funded account if you've been convicted of a felony. It makes sense. You've been disciplined by the FNF, whatever. You have unresolved debt. You've used a fraudulent credit card or initiated a chargeback. I guess the chargeback would have to be fraud on your end. For example, because let's say somebody, like for example, I was supposed to stay at a hotel, but I canceled it and I got a confirmation email saying that it was canceled free of charge. I have the confirmation. The hotel charged me anyways. And so I can initiate a chargeback, file a dispute with my bank because I never stayed at the hotel ever, right? So in such a case, I would have initiated a chargeback. However, um However, it wasn't fraudulent, right? It wasn't like I stayed at the hotel, or like, you know how like, or like maybe you received a package, but then you said, I never received it. And then you get, a charge back and you file a dispute over, but it's a fraudulent dispute. I would have to say that what they mean here is that, yeah, what they mean here is that, um, was that it has to be intentional fraud, right? All of this has to do with fraud, financial misconduct, dishonesty, in any instances where you were disciplined, unresolved debt with a clearing firm. I'm assuming that's, what is that, like a, like a creditor or someone, like unresolved debt. What is a clearing firm? Let's look that up. What is a clearing firm? Oh, so maybe you were trading with another company and you have debt with them and you never resolved it. Yeah, all of this points to fraud, misuse, abuse, etc. But simply, not staying at a hotel and the hotel charging you anyways, and filing a dispute, is not, um, because that also happened on another thing where this was years ago, where I had this, what did I have? I had something. Oh yeah, I had an account with like Wix and I canceled it, and but they still tried to charge me for it. I don't know. It was weird, but eventually I think I got my money back, and it wasn't a small amount. It was like $500. Um so yeah, I'm not too worried about that. See, they don't have any things. Let me go back. They've really changed. um yeah, like I said, they really changed, their platform, because it looks way different. It looks better, honestly. It's the most professional of the platforms. um yeah, it's the most professional one. Let's go back and see what the charts are doing. No, absolutely nothing. It did sell right there, um which is what I said, but it's nice to see that it sold there. But again, we're just bouncing. We came back down to this level and then we just kind of bounced away. I wonder if we buy up from here too. Oh, lovely. Yeah, we've just been kind of bouncing around uncontrollably. So, see how many people are in the market, and yet we've gone absolutely nowhere. Exactly. Um, we're just like, this has stayed flat up in the 13,000s, but we're not going anywhere. Um, Yikes. Anyways, so yeah, so what was I saying? I'm trying to read more about this, because this is new. This is very new, very, very new. You already know who I am. Okay. Um, yeah, I already have an account. Let me log in. It's over here. Oh, I forgot that password. I've been cycling through passwords for quite some time now. Anyways, let's see. I'm kind of thinking of doing the no activation fee. Who would do the one with the activation fee? It says can pass in 1 to 2 attempts. So what happens if you don't pass in 1 to 2 attempts? Well, what does that do? Anyways, but it's so much cheaper. Like, yes, if you only want to pay $50, and I feel like I need to. I feel like this one is better because it's $90, but there's no activation fee, so you're saving a ton of money. I don't know why anyone would do the other one. Uh, I wonder if they'll let me select it because I've been trying to trade on Top Step for so long. They might not like me. Um, $94, pretty pricey. Today I had reached a milestone. Um, Yes, it says, I acknowledge that unwarranted or excessive chargebacks or disputes may prompt a compliance review, potentially leading to account restrictions, including the loss of trading privileges. Yeah, I don't have excessive chargebacks or disputes. Uh, oh, they also might be talking about um if I were to do a chargeback against Top Step, that also. I think it means if I try to dispute Top Step, like if I did a chargeback and said against them, then they could, say, hi, hey. Like, for example, my brother used my credit card to buy a bunch of accounts. So effectively, I could have been like, oh, I'm disputing these charges against them, but then they might say, well, we don't have to give you an account because, he spent thousands of dollars on that card. So I think that's what they're talking about. Yep. Profit target still 3,000, blah blah blah, etc. etc. Pay $94. I'm not gonna trade today, just so everyone's clear. We're not trading today, but we are going to be. Do I have a promo code? Nobody. I never have a promo code. But yeah, so I'm happy because I, I logged in, I got paid, and usually every month I have to dip into my savings account. I'm always poor, and this month, um, gosh, why is the screen white? This month I I actually will between each paycheck, I'm always dipping into my savings account and then replacing the money. And this pay period, I didn't have to dip into my savings. And so, I don't know. I think I can afford a single account. So, we're going to do it. It's not fun to have to spend $90 more and 87 cents, but we're going to do it. Okay. Hit pay and hopefully it doesn't get declined. Processing. It was accepted. Okay. Blah 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 blah. Agree. Okay. I had to read their little thing. Ugh, there's the charge to my account. What does Rocket Money want? Rocket Money has been a lifesaver for me. Um, because I tend to spend and spend, and I don't know where all the money's going. And I realized most of the money I was spending was on bills. I actually don't go out and buy things. I don't buy. Hmm? Don't buy clothes, don't buy really anything. I I don't really go out and buy stuff. And so yeah, it's one of those weird, I don't know. But yeah, I'm just like, yeah, I don't go out and buy a whole bunch of stuff. I like to um I actually do save my money, but I was spending quite a bit on stupid stuff that I didn't need. So, okay, so the account is bought. We're gonna just not pay attention to it right now because, yeah, I'm not trading. Again, it's a holiday. So, what I want to see is I really want to see what happens at these overbought, oversold levels. And I also want to see what happens at them when we've surpassed, broken either of these levels. And that might be a tough thing to do since we've been trading within the same range since basically we made that high. We've been trading in the same range. If you look, um, since maybe when was this high made? Back at 2 in the morning. So since London, I guess, we've been trading in the same range. So we haven't expanded. The market's not expanding, and this is pretty small range, 124. So um, I don't know if we're gonna break anytime soon, but while we do that, well, while we wait, um, I actually did wanted to go back and just kind of look at some things. So we're gonna do that, and then I I will be going to the store because, like I said, I don't really go out and buy stuff. But today, I'm going back to fitness class, and I just wanted to get a different pair of fitness like pants or shorts or something because I've been wearing the same ones like over and over and over, and it's not even funny. So I need I need other options. So yeah, I've been cycling through the same two outfits, and one of the pairs of pants that I wear are scrubs. So I need to get something different. Um, yes. Also, you'll be happy to know I deleted McDonald's, the McDonald's app from my phone because I kept buying, like I kept just going to McDonald's because every time I have reward points, I just kept spending them. I was like, oh, well, I have 1,500 points. I can get a free whatever. So I don't get a free whatever. But then I'd spend more money when I did that. And then I'd have more free stuff. So I kept going back. That's how I get you. So I used my last free thing. I didn't buy a bunch of extra stuff. So I don't have points for anything really. And then this morning, I deleted the app because yesterday my stomach hurt. I felt sick after eating McDonald's. So I'm like, yeah, I'm never eating that again. So, I mean, not maybe not never, but I deleted the app because also every time I went, the same girl with green hair was always at the window. It was her and then some other chick. And I'm like, crap, I'm gonna become a regular here, and I do not want that to happen. So, um, yeah. So I deleted the app, not going back. Um, yeah, it's not happening. Okay. Let me just, oops. Boop, boop. What's this? Okay. I was just gonna look up when the store opens because I also need to get pup food at the pet store, which is right. It's all in the same spot. Also, it's gonna sound bad, but I haven't washed my hair in probably like, let me think. It's been sometime this past summer, and it is now January. So I want to say it's been at least 6 months, probably longer, maybe 8 or 9 months since I've washed my hair. And you're probably like, what the hell? Yes, so I don't know. I used to have like really bad, like my scalp was like really dry and flaky. Ever since I stopped washing my hair and like just getting it wet in general, I haven't had any problems. Sometimes I'll spray some spray on it or whatnot, but I don't wash my hair and my head is doing just fine. I think, yeah, my head is doing just dandy. So, yeah, I don't wash my hair. I know it sounds bad, but I do need to wash it because it's actually there is some buildup, and so it actually does need to be washed now. But um, but yeah, it does need to be washed. It's just that. Oops. Yeah, it doesn't. My hair does need to be washed. It's just that it it's my scalp has been doing so much better without me washing it. So, but that's what I have to do later. So I'm just looking up some store. Oh, they open at 10:30, 9:30. I go to this one. Yeah, 9:30. So yeah, probably just after 10 o'clock. Between 10 and it says Martin Luther King Day will affect the stores, but it's like, is it a real holiday? I don't think so. Okay. No, I made a joke. I was like, it's milk day, MLK. It's milk day. And then I was like, chocolate milk. Mm, mm. Yeah, it was a bad joke. Pup did not laugh. Anyways, okay, so let's do our back testing. Okay, not back testing, but sort of. Basically, let's see what we're dealing with here, folks. I could also always just set alerts for when we break a level so that I'm not waiting around for like 5 decades. Okay. Okay, so here we have it. So this is your break right there. And then this created this, this. This is a weird day. I don't even want to look at that day. Yeah, that was a weird, 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 weird day. Okay, here's one. We had our break immediately, and then we created this right after. And then did we create any more? We created some here at 10 o'clock. And then we have our oversolds here at 10:30, 10:40, 12. Okay, what else do we have? Okay, here's another one. So we had our break here, and this is where we start creating them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this is where we start creating them right here. Again, just last week was not a good example in that it was choppy. It was choppy AF. Just there's so many variables. Okay. For example, here's your line. Here's where we broke. And this was weird because so here's our range. We broke above, then we became overbought. We sold back into, but we never broke the bottom. Hmm. but once we broke the bottom, we bought back into. Interesting. Continue with your book report. Okay, here's one. Huge range. Okay, so this one broke the top and then we became overbought, sold back into, and then we were buying, but we didn't break the bottom. I wonder if that has to be like a criteria, like break something before you buy or sell. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud right now. Where is the previous day? That's my question. Up all the way down here. Okay. Wow. Okay, so here we started here. Where's our low of day? All the way down there. So we didn't break anything down there. So we broke the high. We broke it multiple times. This is where could our overbought after breaking the high. I can't go back this far on Renko, so I'm not even gonna try. Um, okay, keep going. Pretty glitchy, pretty slow. Here we go. Here's the bottom. Okay, so here you go, right here. So a break of high, but you don't enter. I mean, you see, I entered here. There, I said there was it was profitable, but you could clearly see it was just bad. You know, there's so much manipulation. Here, we ended up pumping up. We got an overbought and sold, overbought and sold. Let's go to this day. Just trying to look for patterns because I don't want to trade more. I actually would rather trade less, you know. Trade less. See, we're still in this range. We're not doing anything. Okay, so here's our highs and lows. So we broke the low and then we created an oversold. So then you buy. Real simple like that. Oops. Okay, here we go. So here's your high, I believe. And okay, there's the high and there's the low. We broke the high and then we got overbought, and we came back into eventually there was some chopping that happened. But I want to see, I don't know what this looks like on the bricks. And also I took the, unfortunately, I had to take the I took RSI off of my chart because it was making it look a mess. So there's that as well. Desktop, trading images. Let's go to the 6th. So that's what this day was. Let's see if I had anything from the 6th. Oh, okay, here's what I have from the 6. You can't see all of it, but what happened clearly, we bought, we broke, we got an overbought right there, and then we sold. But I don't know if any of these were enterable, and that's the key question. Was it even enterable? Whatever. Was there an entry? And that's what we don't know because I wasn't keeping track of that in real time. So, uh, it's okay. It's okay. Why is my whole chart just kind of lagging? It's just kind of slow, like extra, extra slow. Like, I know I'm asking it to do a lot of calculations and stuff, but it's not that difficult. I don't know. I feel like I don't know if it's my internet, but everything's been kind of slow since I got on here. That's okay. Let's keep going, keep going, keep going. Yeah, it's taking like 3 to 5 business days to load. Okay, so here's your break. So there was a red brick and then it went. This was one of those ones where it went. Let me go here and see what happened. Um, what day is this? Monday? I only scrolled back to Monday. Why did it take so long? Okay. My computer is toast. I don't even know how I'm still using it. Okay. See that pullback? Clean. So clean. Uh, it doesn't give you a ton, but it gives you something. It gives you something. Um, and there's like 1, 2, 3 bricks. A perfect 3 bricks. You don't have to target 3 bricks every time, but okay. I'm just going back, seeing what there is. Let me see if I can make this smaller and therefore take less time to go back. This whole thing is just slow. It's so slow. It's not even funny. Okay. I can't even work like this. It's loading. It's still loading. Nice. Okay. It's okay. It was still loading. See, I can't even scroll properly. Okay, here we go. Okay. So here, right here, right here, right here is your break. Why was I buying there? What? Interesting. I don't know why I bought and what is. Okay, I was paper trading this. That's why. Okay, so let me. Did I take a screenshot of this? This was Friday the 2nd. This was the last one that I had. This is the first one I got a screenshot on. So everything else I can't really say. But let's see what I did here. Okay. That's Friday. I don't know if I got a picture of this because it looks different. It looks weird. No, actually, it looks good. Hold on. So the overbought, whoa, hold up. The overbought happened at that first green breakdown, got me candle. So what happened here was your first overbought. which is this right here. This right here. Literally this right here. That's what that was. Looks huge in comparison to what this looks like over here, but this is what that was right here. Interesting. Okay. It's information. Information. Let's hit save on there. Okay, let's take me back to present day. Yeah, I was like, where's the market today? Because I don't say the four. I look at the first like two, like, is it in the 6/8s or the 6/5s? So I'm like, today I was like, where's the market at? And I was like, and I come over here, and if I move my cursor just kind of to the edge, and I can't see the candles, but my cursor is over here, so I look at the numbers up top. The numbers were 6, 7. And I was like, so I'm like, where's the market today? 6, 7. And I was like, crap. Stupid. Seriously though, people are dumb. But yeah, this is what we're doing. Absolutely nothing. One thing I might do actually is, here's the thing, I don't have TradingView on my phone anymore because yeah, I don't know. Bar close, the message, PM high break. And then put an alert here. Cause this could be good for, not having to sit and wait for the market to um like not having to sit here all day, because I can't sit here all day and wait for a break of some structure that's not happening. I did put an alert here, did I not? I don't know. I thought I did. Okay, whatever. So there is an alert here. Just can't see it. But yeah. So there it is right there. Okay, so um there I set my highs, set my lows. All right, so once the market breaks out of this, it means there's an expansion. We're going somewhere. We're moving. If we can't break out of that, then it's an oh well kind of a day. Also, it has to cross the trend line, but it shouldn't be the trend line. It should be price location. Because if I have to scroll throughout this entire day, it may not ever break a trend line. You know what I'm saying? There you go. There we go. That's better. There we go. That's better. Next time I'll just set it at the make a line. Okay, so like I said, first it has to break a trend line, then it has to create an overbought, oversold condition. Um, yeah. Okay. I'm going to can't go to the store because it's not even open. Also, I don't want to be like one of the first people at the store because that would be weird. I'll probably go to the store around like 11. Um, yeah. Yeah, so I'll go to the store at 11. I'm gonna unplug my headphones so I can actually hear if if we break a level, because otherwise I would not know. And I'll go to the store in like a couple hours and we'll just kind of watch this and see what happens. Um, we're not, again, like I said, we're not trading because, oh yeah, anyways, yeah, we're not trading because literally, see notice what happened here. We came up to this again. We came up to it and then we sold away from it pretty fast. So it's just information, just information, but a pattern no less. Here's my thing. I was the one who showed my brother this RSI overbought, oversold zones. I was the one who introduced him to this indicator, this one right here. I was the one that introduced him to this indicator, and he took it and he went and he made $40,000. He lost it all because he got emotional, even though he'll say that he wasn't, but he was, and he lost it all. But I remember thinking to myself, dang, why can't I use that indicator that way? But I'm like, one thing he didn't have is he kept, every time the market became overbought, he kept selling, thinking, oh, it's got to go back down, it's got to go back down. But he was missing a key thing. It didn't want to go back down. There were no sellers. Everybody was just buying, buying, buying. Just because the market's overbought or oversold doesn't mean that it has to do anything, right? It could literally buy, sell, chop, it doesn't matter. But if you have a filter such as Renko, right, you can actually catch the moves without getting bogged down in the chop of them. Yeah, you can catch the moves without getting weighed down in the chop. And that's what he was doing, is he was trading the chop and the noise. And I'm like, if he had something like Renko to filter out some of that choppiness, he could have gotten a way better, he could have stopped selling when the market was clearly buying, and he kept selling and he sold away $40,000. Anyways, again, says my streaming stuff is poor. That's not my fault. It's the computer, the internet. I don't know. It says I'm using 72% of my CPU. Absolutely ridiculous. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna let this sit and do its thing. And then if I don't get an alert by like 11, I'm gonna shut this thing off. Sorry, I said my CPU was using like 70, now it's saying 75%. The second I turn on the mic, it went down to like 75%. My connection is terrible. Um, it's in the red. Normally it's green. It's in the freaking red. So yeah, it's I don't know. I don't know what to say. It should be in like the 30%. So I might cut this stream off anyways, because that's bad. Okay. Yeah, so I heard it cross. I need to turn off the alerts because delete. It's will keep going off. But yeah, so once we broke this right here, we had a retest and then a buy-in. It only went up one tick and then it came down. See, that's where it was getting me. It was coming up one and then it was coming right back down. So maybe that strategy needs to be for scalping short moves only. I don't know. But then what else did it do? It created a overbought condition right here. Um, and then we kind of chopped around a little bit, and eventually we created a new break right here. So this would be your entry to sell, which looks bad because you're selling back down, but that actually was good. Um, but you only get, two, maybe three, and then it kind of starts chopping again. But that is also an alternative. Not an alternative, but it could add an additional filter to this instead of trading on a break and a retest, because break and retest wasn't can work, but there were so many instances of it not working. Yes, last week again because we're all at all-time highs, but this can be an additional filter to say we don't just trade when it breaks and retest, but also looking for some sort of overbought, oversold condition to happen after a break. So that's just something to consider. It's 10:30, so the stores are open. I'm gonna go take pup out one last time, and then I'm gonna go do some errands. Um, yeah, probably I'll be back probably by like noon or one or something. Um, but yeah, so this did what it's supposed to. There was some chopping, but it did eventually come back down. Again, if we're scalping smaller moves instead of trying to go for the whole enchilada, it could be better. Because like I said, like Friday, they're both the trades I took were all up to a degree, and then they all came back down. They were giving me like one brick and then they were coming back down, and that's why I was getting stopped out. And maybe I do need to just consider not going for the whole the whole thing and just go for a single brick. But that's just a thought. Just a thought. Um, anyways, I'm gonna sign out now. So, but I will be looking for things like this. I will. Oh, I need a screenshot. I almost didn't screenshot this. Pop, what are you doing, buddy? All right. So let's make sure we do. Just draw a circle. Where's our circle? 1 second, pop, pop. Okay, here we go. So right here, break and retest. Okay, that's all I needed. There wasn't news today, was there? Let me just double check because I don't think there was. It's a holiday. There's no news. Let me put holiday. Where's my mouse? Okay. So first I want to write CBD high. Oh, let me just write holiday MLK. Okay. There we go. CBD between 11 and 15K. Um, CBD high between 11K, 15K from PM to current. 10:30. All right, let's see. Screenshot. Download, 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 download. Okay, there we go. Here, downloads. So we got Monday. Whoa, Bob, calm down, little buddy. Monday, It looks like I didn't save Friday. January, what day is it? 19? Okay. For some reason, maybe did not say Friday. Let me pop. Why did I create a folder? What? Delete? Yes, that was weird. Okay. Azio is causing ruckus over here. Okay. Gesundheit, Buddy. Paste. Okay, I don't know why that was difficult. Okay. Okay, for some reason I didn't screenshot Friday, which is weird. Everything is loading so slow, but 1 second. I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's because Friday lost an account, was done for the week and just didn't think about it. 16, yeah, I took a screenshot. I never saved it. Okay. Okay. Copy. I never saved it. That's why. There we go. I need to get a new computer because this is actually getting ridiculous. Okay.